Hey, what is going on, you reckless Rattata? Today we're taking a look at the Invincible Slowking deck. Before we jump into it, though, gotta give a big shout out to Dragon Shield for sponsoring me with all the content I make and as a competitor in the Pokemon TCG. I'm sure a lot of y'all out there are competitors as well. The new season is upon us, and I'm sure you need to stock up on some sleeves. Well, look no further than Dragon Shield's sleeves. I personally recommend the mattes. Those are my favorites. And if you're looking for some color recommendations, I like the tangerines, and I also like the magentas. Check them out, dragonshield.com. Link, of course, will be in the description, and code AzulGG will get you a discount over there as well. So, the new Slowking from ellarcrown. The Inspirational Challenge is going to be the main attack we're taking advantage here. Discard the top card of your deck. If that card is a Pokemon without a rule box, choose one of that Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. So that is going to be our goal, is to utilize Slowking to copy attacks. And the certain attack we're going to be copying here is going to be Terrakion. Now, I have two of those Slowkings in this deck because we are trying to make an Invincible Slowking, so we don't need a ton of them. We have one Slow Bro with the Twilight Inspiration. You can use this deck only if your opponent has exactly one prize card remaining. Take two more prize cards. So we have that in here to close out games. And then three Slowpoke. We don't need a ton of Slowpoke. Once again, we're making an Invincible Slowking, so we don't need to set up a whole ton of them. And then finally, the Terrakion, the main attack. I was going to say main attacker. The main attacker is Slowking with the Twilight Inspiration. The main attack we're going to be utilizing is the Cavern Tackle, which says we do 120 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon. If one of your Pokemon used Cavern Tackle during your last turn, this attack can't be used. Now, hold on. I know what y'all are thinking. Wait, we can't chain Cavern Tackles. Because we use Cavern Tackle, we won't be able to use another Cavern Tackle on the next turn. That's not quite how the ruling works in the Pokemon TCG for this interaction. The attack we are actually using is Twilight Challenge, or Inspirational Challenge. What I call it, Twilight Inspiration? Inspirational Challenge is the attack we're actually using, which means we didn't use Cavern Tackle during our last turn. We used Inspirational Challenge to then get access to Cavern Tackle, to then utilize the effects of Cavern Tackle, which means we can then use Cavern Tackle over and over and over again with Slowking's Inspirational Challenge. Now, the current count of Terrakions that we'll need to win games of Pokemon, I am unsure of, but I got 4 Terrakion in here currently. And to skip ahead a little bit here, the card we're going to be utilizing to gain access to putting Terrakion on top of our deck is going to be the Academy at Night Stadium. So we have 4 of those, Academy at Night. Once during our turn, we can put a card from our hand on top of our deck. So set up a Slowking into our active with 2 energy, use Academy at Night, put a Terrakion on top of the deck, use Inspirational, what is it called again? Inspirational Challenge. Why can I not remember the name of that attack? Inspirational Challenge, discard the Terrakion, use Cavern Tackle, repeat process. That's why I play 4 of these, because we need them turn after turn after turn after turn. For some setup Pokemon, we do need to potentially chain Slowkings. We probably only ever need to set up 1 Xatu per game. But yeah, the double energy cost on the Slowking means that we do need some kind of energy acceleration. But I think we need some more draw power in the deck as well to consistently find our Terrakions and our Academy at Night. So I have a 2/2 Liepard in here as well. A little bit less of a, I don't know, like we need less to just draw cards turn over turn over turn. For the rest of the supporting cast, we got a Cleffa and a Manaphy. And the only other attacker I put in here was one of the Kirums. We can use this the same way we would use the Terrakion, put on top of the deck with the Academy at Night, Slowking into it, discard all energy attached to the Slowking, but then doing 110 damage to 3 of our opponent's Pokemon. That's pretty good. And especially if we're sitting there and swinging with Cavern Tackle over and over and over again, I'm sure our opponent is going to be retreating between their Pokemon to not let us get KOs, which means we'll build up a ton of damage in play, and they can clean it all up with the Kyurem. For the supporters, for Iono, and then for Arven, going with an Arven build here initially. I'm not sure if that's going to be the correct way to go about this. Could just go with like a research style build as well. 2 Boss's Orders, need some kind of gust usually. For the Pokemon recovery, mainly to recover Terrakions, I have 4 Night Stretcher currently, but we might need some Super Rods, or a lot of Super Rods, to be honest. Night Stretchers might be a little bit too little. We might need more, but yeah, currently rocking 4 Night Stretcher. 1 Hyper Aroma. We have a lot of stage 1s in this deck. Liepard, Xatu, and of course the Slowking, so this seems just kind of good. We're not trying to be like super aggressive with Disruption, with like an Unfair Stamp, or with Gusting with like a Prime Catcher. So yeah, take it slow, set up with the Hyper Aroma. For the Pokemon search, I'm not sure how the capturing aromas are going to work out, but there's a lot of basic Pokemon we want to find, and a lot of evolution Pokemon we want to find. Great Balls might be better, to be honest. These should maybe just be Great Balls. Or even Nest Balls, but then we have a problem with like drawing into our Terrakion. So I want to play like a Pokemon search card that could find Terrakion, but then could find other stuff. So I feel like Great Balls or Capturing Aromas is probably best. But I don't know. Flipping Coins is kind of cool. 4 Buddy Buddy Puffin, of course, to get all of our Pokemon set up. An Earthen Vessel to help us find our energy. through the Arvin, a switch to move our Pokemon around, a rescue board to also help us move our Pokemon around, TM Evolution for that early game, getting out our Stage 1 Pokemon, a little bit more help with that, and then 8 basic Psychic Energy. All right, that's the build. Let's shuffle it up, run through a quick Solitaire game. All right, just about all shuffled up here, and as always with these Solitaire games, we're going to go ahead and pretend we won the coin flip. So I think we'd be wanting to go second in most matchups because we just want to focus on setting up and going from there. We did open a Slowpoke, which is pretty good. We got the Arvin, Buddy Poff, and this hand's pretty good, to be honest. Let's see what we can do. We got our prize cards. Side. All right, so we're going second, so we get to play that support on our first turn. We are going to be probably getting KO'd here on our first turn, though. We got an Arvin to work with here as well, or the Natu, excuse me. So, I don't know. I think we're going to go Buddy Poffin to begin with. I want to set up some Lipards. We need some draw power. We go the Purloin. We also could go for like Cleffa, maybe. Double Poffin plus Cleffa could be good here, actually. I kind of like that, to be honest. So Poffin number 1 here. Let's grab Cleffa, Purloin, and then Buddy Poffin or Arvin here. Gonna grab the... Fortunate thing about the Slowpokes is they have 2 retreat cost. So we need to go get our rescue board and then another Buddy Poffin. Grab those 2. And then we can... Actually, we could actually get a little cheesy with the Academy at Night here. Put Academy at Night into play, put Night Stretcher on top of the deck, and then we can Earthen Vessel away the Natu. Play the Buddy Poffin as well at the same time. So we're going to grab ourselves just 1 Psychic Energy, and then off the Buddy Poffin. I mean, it depends how aggressive we think our opponent could be. We could get another Slowpoke, or I could get like Purloin. We'll cover the Natu. I guess we could go with a Slowpoke here as well. We will need another one at some point anyways. Okay, so that's our hand. Rescue board, Night Stretcher. We would have to get... I don't know if the other Natu is in the deck or not, to be honest. If we thought they could like chase down, as we play this Night Stretcher to put our Natu on the bench, if we thought they could chase down our Natu here, then we'd want to get another Natu. Put both of these on our Slowpoke, retreat it. Unfortunately, there's no Slowpoke with 1 retreat cost. Unless I like missed it when I was building this, making this build initially. There's no Slowpoke with 1 retreat cost, which definitely sucks. But yeah, Grasping Draw for 7 is pretty good. Let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not bad. All right, over to our opponent. They're going to run through their turn over there, and then they will pass back over to us. I guess like one unfortunate situation in this case as well. Right now, we don't really have a Pokemon to pivot off of. I think it's fair to say that they KO'd our Cleffa here. So I think we should actually send up the... Man, maybe we send up Slowpoke still. Yeah, let's send up Slowpoke. Draw for turn. We are going to have to find our switch here if we actually want to take a KO. Go with that Hyper Aroma. This will be pretty good, though. We can grab ourselves the Xatu and the Lipard. And the Lipard. We definitely want to focus on that draw power here. And build up our hand. B-Barrel could also be like another consideration over the Lipard, to be honest. Don't need to have it be Lipard. Okay, I think we probably start with the Xatu here to accelerate an energy to the bench. Slowpoke. With that, draw 2. And then I don't know when we're going to need the Kyurem. Theoretically, we don't need any more Natu, so let's go ahead and discard Natu here. Draw 2 more. Okay, we got the switch and the Arvin, so we should be able to pull off our combo this turn. 1 last Lipard use here. Discard Team Evolution. Get 2 more. Oh man, we are coming up a little bit short on stuff. We don't have everything we need here. We need to rely on some capturing aromas. And hey, let me get a die real fast. Okay, let's go with one of these capturing aromas here. It is a Tails, so that is going to get us the basic, which we can grab a Terrakion, but we need a Slowking. So I guess I'm going to have to go back in with the Arvin, actually. I'm shuffling it up, but hang on, let's get back in there. Arvin here. We're going to grab another Capturing Aroma, and we are going to need a Heads in this situation. Unfortunate that we are unable to draw into a Terrakion or a Slowking on that last turn. We have the switch in hand as well, though, so we have everything we need here. Heads. There we go. We got the Heads. That gets us our Slowking. Then we can start our Terrakion chain here. We got our Slowking. We can evolve our benched one. We attach for turn, play a switch into the Slowking, and then use Academy at night to put the Terrakion on top. And then we'll use that Inspirational Challenge, discard the top card of our deck, copying the Cavern Tackle, and now we have the Invincible Slowking on our field. Now, a couple things from here that could happen. Our opponent could just boss up KO one of our bench Pokemon. That would kind of stink, of course, and that's probably what we're going to see be the answer to this situation when we set it up. But we can always hope that they whiff for the turn and then give us like another turn to dig through our deck. That's it. That's going to be my first take on the Invincible Slowking. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.